Wallachia in the 15th century was a tiny kingdom trapped between giants, the Ottomans to the south, Hungary to the north and west. Its rulers faced constant threats, forced to play deadly games of loyalty and betrayal. The local nobles or boyars were powerful and fickle, switching sides for personal gain. Civil war and backstabbing were the norm, even family couldn't be trusted. Into this chaos was born Vlad III, son of Vlad Dracula, a member of the Order of the Dragon, sworn to defend Christendom. But even noble titles offered little safety. Vlad's father had to pay tribute to the Ottomans just to keep his throne. Every day was a struggle to survive, outwit rivals, and keep the kingdom from tearing itself apart. In Wallachia, only the ruthless endured. This brutal world shaped Vlad from the start. Here a prince had to be both cunning and merciless. The lessons of power were written in blood. It was a land that forged leaders as hard as iron, and it would give rise to a ruler whose name would echo through history for his terrifying cruelty. Vlad's story truly begins as a hostage in the Ottoman court, sent with his brother Radu to guarantee their father's loyalty. Torn from home, Vlad learned the ways of his enemies: language, war, and the art of ruling through fear. But he was always a prisoner, his fate tied to distant Wallachia. While Radu adapted, Vlad grew bitter and defiant. News of his father's murder and his brother's brutal death hardened him further. Betrayal was everywhere. Trust was a luxury he couldn't afford. Vlad learned that only absolute power could ensure survival. When he returned to Wallachia, he was no longer a boy, but a man forged by captivity and vengeance. He would rule with an iron fist, using terror as his weapon. No one would ever use him as a pawn again. The lessons of his captivity would define his reign. Vlad seized power with shocking brutality. He invited the boyars to a feast, then had the disloyal impaled or worked to death. Impalement became his signature, slow, agonizing and public, designed to terrify. Vlad's reign was a campaign of systematic terror. He created a forest of the impaled, lining the roads with thousands of corpses to repel the invading Ottomans. Even Sultan Mehmed II recoiled at the sight and withdrew. Vlad's cruelty extended to his own people. Corrupt officials, merchants, and even the poor were not spared. Tales spread of him burning beggars alive to cleanse his land. Whether fact or legend, his rule was absolute, enforced by fear. Vlad's message was clear: defiance meant death. In Wallachia, terror was the law. His name became synonymous with horror. Vlad's infamy spread across Europe, fueled by the new printing press and lurid pamphlets from German merchants. To some, he was a monster. To others, a hero who defended his land. In the West, he was painted as a bloodthirsty tyrant. In Romania, he became a symbol of justice and resistance. His title, Dracula, originally Son of the Dragon, took on darker meaning as stories grew. The word Drac also meant devil, a twist that would shape his legend. Centuries later, Bram Stoker discovered the name and the tales of Vlad's cruelty. Stoker blended history, myth, and vampire folklore to create Count Dracula. The real Vlad became a shadow behind the world's most famous monster. Fact and fiction merged, and the legend eclipsed the man. Vlad the Impaler, Prince of Wallachia, was reborn as Dracula. His story endures, not just as history but as myth. The line between man and monster was forever blurred.